Welcome back to Catholic Lunch Break here on AM 1430. This is Wyatt Goolsby, Executive Director of this radio station, KSHJ. And we're talking all things Catholic in the greater Houston area, and one of the biggest Catholic events of the year is coming up on Friday evening, April 4th. That's the annual Priests versus Seminarians Basketball game. And on this program, we've been interviewing priests from across the Archdiocese who will be playing, but today we want to do something a little bit different. So we wanted the perspective of one of the coaches on the priest team. So joining us on the program is Peter Ellwanger. Peter is a Magnolia, Texas native who played basketball when he was at the University of St. Thomas. He now attends nearly all of the priest practices, getting the priests ready for the big game. Peter, thanks for joining us. We appreciate your time today.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Before I ask you all about what it's like to coach a group of priests, which I can imagine is a challenge in and of itself, I want to give you a shout out to your in-laws, Beth and Sam, who I got to meet along with a number of parishioners in Baytown, Texas. I recently visited St. Joseph Catholic Church there, and you've been married to your wife, Erin, now for what, four years now?
Yeah, it's been 4 years in this past January. So.
And you were telling me you and Erin and you have two kids now live in the Jersey Village area. Where do you guys go to church?
So we currently go to Mass at St. Elizabeth Ann Seton in the Copperfield area. And yeah, we like it there a lot. So
a wonderful parish, and it's big parish, growing stuff like that.
It's a very large parish. I want to say, don't quote me on this, but I want to say it's the largest in terms of numbers of families that are there, like registered as parishioners. So yeah, it's a very big parish. Lots of masses, three different languages going on. So they have a lot going on there.
And I imagine that's one of the appeals for you and your wife is to go to Mass there, is not only because it's close, but also because I imagine it's got a community. It's a nice community church.
Yeah, no, there's lots of families there. We go to the 8:30 Mass, and there's lots of we basically are there, obviously through Mass, and then after Mass we're typically there for 30 to 45 minutes talking with other families that have kids, and our kids are running around with their kids, and it's a fun environment. So whenever they have like donuts and coffee in the hall, our kids typically basically just take over the hall. So
that sounds like a lot of fun. I know a lot of people typically at church kind of run straight to the car after Mass, so that's great that you guys have a little bit of time just to chat or have coffee and donuts afterwards, and you'd be able to talk with other families and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mentioned, Peter, that you played basketball when you were at college at UST. Have you always had a love for basketball?
Yeah. So I've played at the University of St. Thomas. I was on the team for all 4 years, and I've always enjoyed basketball. I've enjoyed sports in general for the most part, and kind of just leaned towards basketball as the one I wanted to pursue in college, and that's something I wanted to do, and found a place at University of St. Thomas that I could play, and I've always enjoyed it. So, and I still play every now and then to this day. So.
Very good. And so how did you end up getting roped in to coach the priests team for the basketball game?
So at St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, Father Chad Henry, when he was first ordained, he was placed at St. Elizabeth Ann Seton. That was his first assignment. So we got to know him well being there. And him and a couple of the other priests on the team basically just asked myself and Alan DeLeon, the other coach, asked if we wanted to come out and help him out, and we said sure. So it's been fun. So that's kind of how we got roped in. So.
And how many years have you been coaching them now?
So last year was the first year. So this is our second year that Alan and I have been coaching. So yeah,
very good. I would imagine, Peter, that one of the toughest parts about coaching the priest team is that it's tough to get them all together with their busy schedules. They come from all across the Archdiocese at different churches, and to figure out a place or a gym where everybody can practice. How do you manage to do that?
So we're lucky in as far as the gym to practice. Alan is a teacher at St. Thomas High School, so he was able to get us access to be able to use the gym there at St. Thomas High School to practice, and that's been really good and helpful, and it's a fairly central location too for Houston. And then, like you said, the priests are very busy. They have things come up last minute sometimes, so it's hardly ever that we have I think we have 10 guys on the team. I don't know if we've ever had a practice with all 10 of them there, which is perfectly fine. So I think they have their priorities straight. So,
Right.
but yeah, it's definitely been, getting guys there and kind of, we basically the first time we're all together is at the game. So can make it difficult, but it's all good. So
It is all good because it's all for a good cause and promoting vocations to the priesthood and religious life. And it's great when I do get to see you guys kind of gather. I went to one of the practices, and you guys have been practicing on Sunday evening. So I do note the fact that, again, priests kind of have busy schedules on Sundays with masses all day. So yes, if they're able to make it, they're great. But I know sometimes some of the priests have to come late. But I know they always enjoy it when they do come. Tell me about what it's like with kind of the X's and O's with this, Peter. I mean, is it about camaraderie, building team chemistry? Like I said, some of these priests are they've been practicing a lot and others haven't. So how do you kind of try to get them all on the same page?
Yeah, so most of our practices are geared towards like an offensive system, and kind of running through plays and getting some live action with those plays. We've had 2 scrimmages against some lay people that we've been able to set up and kind of help the priests get some in-game action versus just kind of walkthroughs and stuff at practice. So I think that's been helpful for them. But yeah, we honestly don't do a whole lot of like skills and drills stuff just because we practice once, twice a month at most, and so kind of in my head, if we're practicing that, you're gonna kind of lose that from one practice to the next. So we've just been focusing on the X's and O's, like you said, versus the skills and drills side. So
very good. I also, again, a lot of the focus for these priests versus seminarians game is on the priests, just because we know them, we go to Mass, and we see them across the Archdiocese. But I also want to give credit to the seminarians from St. Mary's Seminary. They're always very enthusiastic as well, and they show up ready to play. Obviously, they have the youth on their side. Just to give credit for them, if you want to, Peter, they always seem ready to go every single time.
Yeah, no, they got some good players on their team, and yeah, like you said, they definitely have us beat on the youth, and yeah, they got some guys that can fly around the court. So I'm sure they'll be ready to play. So yeah, and it's been good getting to know a couple of the seminarians too, just from going to different events in the diocese. So.
Yeah, and in that sense, it helps us to kind of visualize and see not only a priest, but our seminarians who one day will be in our communities in the Archdiocese in different capacities and churches in the years to come. I know when you look at the history of the priest versus seminarians game, we're in the 8th year now. The seminarians have won a lot of them, but last year, the priests won. They mounted this comeback in the second half, an incredible comeback. I remember after the end of the first quarter, the priests were down 7-1, and it wasn't looking very good. The priests team ended up coming back and winning by like 12 points. Tell me briefly what happened. They just came alive.
Yeah, we were able to kind of. I think they were playing a little skittish per se in the first half, so they were kind of playing more free flowing in the second half, and not being afraid to shoot the ball or dribble the ball. And I think we were kind of playing a little bit of hot potato in the first quarter or two. So they kind of shook the rust off and just had fun out there. So yeah.
And that's part of the trick, I'm sure, is just being able to kind of have fun a little bit and loosen up. So that's great. Well, we're looking forward to the game this year. Again, it's going to be Friday evening, April the 4th at 7 o'clock. It's going to be at Rice University, Tudor Fieldhouse. If you want to learn more, you can visit HoustonVocations.com. That's the website, HoustonVocations.com. People can get tickets. If you can't make it, by the way, and see Peter and coaching the team in person, you can also listen on this radio station, AM 1430. We will broadcast the game right here on this radio station, again at 7 o'clock, Friday, April the 4th. One last question real quick, Peter. Why is it so important, do you think, to promote vocations with events like these?
Yeah, I mean, the diocese and the world needs more priests, and it's very important to promote vocations and to the priesthood, and to all vocations too, but the priesthood in specific, especially for this event, geared towards that. So yeah, it's a great event to be able to bring people together and kind of have that at the forefront. So
Very good. And a good reminder to pray for all of our priests and seminarians as well.
Yes.
Peter Ellwanger, coach of the Priests Martyrs team, we appreciate your time being here with us today.
Yeah, thank you.